Hello, welcome back to Fable Stan, and this is Kin. Welcome to an unplanned episode of Adventurium April. And yeah, so I kind of want to share with you what's been going on this month. So sort of like a behind the scenes, but also like an add-on to the things that I want to talk about. So two things actually. But I think I'll just give you like an overview of what they are. Number one is I've decided to once and for all quit my English tutoring job. Well, it's not a job, it's like a business because I'm self-employed. So that's the first thing. And second thing is I want to talk a little bit about shining your light. That's one of the videos I will be putting out, or I will have already put out. Either way, I want to talk about shining your light, sharing your talent, expressing your talent, showcasing your skills in a way that's more about just being who you are and sharing instead of like being cocky and proud and that kind of thing. So I want to talk to you about like my journey with that, my contemplations this month, and some of the things that's been going on this month or has happened this month. So let's start with me quitting my English tutoring job. So I have made an official decision to quit English tutoring or stop doing it by the end of June this year. And I just want to preface this by saying that I actually been thinking of quitting. I've been thinking of stopping tutoring and pursuing Fable Stan full-time for a very long time, and for the past 2 years, to be honest. But I just want to say that it wasn't like I was in a very dreadful position where everything was so suckingly terrible and that I found it completely unfulfilling and I found it completely just draining my energy and heart and stuff like that. And for the most part, like, it was still like, it was a job that I really enjoyed, and it was something that I really I really enjoyed teaching, but it wasn't where my heart is. Like, there are parts of it that I really liked, the teaching part, but my heart is obviously with Fable Stan. This is where I want to be. This is where my dreams are. This is where my future is. Like, I've always known that eventually I will have to give up tutoring and just pursue Fable Stan full-time. And in my mind, I've always just wanted to get to a place where it's more stable financially, because tutoring is kind of like my comfort zone. It's what provides me with the financial security for the most part, and it's also just my comfort zone for many years when it comes to I think lifestyle and how I see myself and just how I live my life. It's just been it's a comfort zone. This is what I've been doing since I graduated university. I've been doing it for a couple of years now. And recently I've taken a position at a tutoring center on top of my own self-employed students and everything, on top of my self-employed stuff, because I wanted to have more stability so I could fund the projects that I want to create that's related to Fable Stan. And I've gotten busier with tutoring, and what started happening was I didn't have a lot of time to work on Fable Stan stuff because I was spending more hours at a tutoring center and also with my own students, and I became increasingly unhappy. So I think before I was able to sort of bypass, I was sort of able to live with some of the boring parts of English tutoring and some of the unsatisfying parts of English tutoring because it wasn't that intensive. But recently I've just been really busy with English tutoring. I just really realized that this is really not how I want to spend my time and how I want to spend my life. And so I decided to quit. But quitting is a really scary thought. Like, if you ever consider switching career, if you ever consider pursuing something that you know is your happy ending, it's really scary to want to completely cut off that comfort zone, even when the universe, when you know deep down inside that it's a positive thing to do, that it's meant to happen, right? Recently I've been doing daily draws, daily pulls for my tarot decks, and all I've gotten was Tower, Death, the World, and just a lot of positive cards about transformation, about changing your lifestyle and about chasing your dream. Like, I've also been getting a lot of cards about 9 of Cups, Ten of Cups, Knight of Cups. It just really, like, I just feel like the universe is telling me to just go for your happily ever after. Make a bold move. Otherwise, if you're just doing the same thing over and over, how can you expect your reality to change? If you're always just doing like, oh, I'll just do tutor on the side, I'll do Fable Stand, splitting your attention and heart into two trajectories, when are we gonna really develop this trajectory that you know for sure is where your heart is, that's where your dreams are, where your future is? And then I just found myself going back and forth about like, am I being practical enough? Am I just rash? Am I just sort of is this really like a leap of faith? Or is this just, you know, looking at the full card, are you being reckless, or are you really taking a leap of faith? Which one is it? But then at the same time, I don't want to be like, am I just finding excuses for myself to not do what I love to do, to really give it a shot, to really dedicate myself to it? You know, going through a lot of those things. I mean, I've never really hated tutoring. It's just something that I don't want to do anymore. I just feel like the chapter itself is closing, and I just feel in so many ways that there's like signs everywhere. That's just also just the way I feel. I know it's a chapter that's closing. I'm this close to flipping the table, I think. But then I just want to say that not flipping the table as in like, fuck this shit, I hate this job, like a really dramatic epic tower moment or a temp swords moment. I've been getting those cards a lot, but you know, it's not like it's not actually hurting me yet. I think if I do persist with tutoring, I think I'm gonna get to a point where it's actually really painful. And I think I'm like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, I know the chapter is closing and organically, but if I choose to drag it on because I want to stay in my comfort zone, or if I want to just hang on to the idea of financial security, then I feel like this period of my life, if I choose to hang on, will be very, very miserable indeed, and something worse is going to happen at the end of that to snap me out of it. So I just have this feeling that I want this to be the right decision. I want this to be, I remember I was telling my mom, you know, I was telling her about my business and about my decisions with my business, and I was just telling her and my little brother, I was just telling them that they're like my two best friends, by the way. I was just telling them that I really honestly just want to jump. I just want to jump off this cliff and then let the universe catch me. I just want to jump off and let the universe catch me. And it's just, I have this fear of like, am I being reckless? Am I just, this is just wishful thinking? Like, is the universe really gonna catch me? And of course, I'm not saying like I'm just gonna like let it go and not do any work. Obviously, nothing's gonna happen if you don't work hard for it, but it's just, unknown is very scary. And I was just thinking that, you know, I'm doing a segment or a thing on my channel about following your calling and being bold and going on adventures, doing something that you've never done before. I'm just like, I gotta do this, man. Like, I gotta do this, because when it comes to how I feel about English tutoring, I don't think I have any heart left. It's kind of like, if I just keep going with it, it's gonna go into negatives, it's gonna deplete, and it's gonna, like, I just noticed for the past month, because I didn't have a lot of time to work on tarot stuff or stuff for my business, I was actually just so tired all the time, because even when I got enough sleep, even when I exercised and I ate right, and I still was so tired, because I just feel like, I think energetically speaking, there was like a solar storm, or like astrologically speaking, there was something that made everybody tired. And I think that's just most of all, I just feel like when you're doing something that you know, like you're kind of half-assing, it's not like completely sort of painful, but at the same time, you know that's not where your heart is, and you kind of spend a lot of energy there, but not where you want to spend your time on or energy on, like just that pull, you know, it really drains you. Like it was really draining to keep at something that you know you're not going to keep at. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's like physically, emotionally, and energetically just absolutely draining. And I discovered that because I recall that after I really came to a decision that I'm just like, I gotta quit. Like, I want to quit now. I want to close this chapter and actually dedicate myself to my business completely. Just get myself to it. Just let the dreams unfold. And I remember I just experienced a sense of joy and openness and freedom. I was like, how can this be a wrong decision? How can this be wrong? So I think I guess it's all part of the process to be afraid, and I think there's a right for me to be afraid because the unknown is scary, and I think I want to take that leap. I want to go full-time Fable Stan because I just feel like so many things are possible now. I have there's this incredible sense of potential in the air, and I just feel like I want to go where I've never been before. I want to dream about things that I've never dared to dream before. I want to really make this work because I know deep down inside that I can make it work. So I think I'm going to take that leap of faith. By the end of June, I won't be an English tutor anymore. But I think I'm definitely still going to be teaching because teaching is a big part of who I am. It's a core of who I am. And I think I'm just going to be teaching more tarot, which is something that I've always loved to do. And I've always wanted to start some tarot mentoring and coaching sessions, to be honest, because I'm really good at helping people figure out their process, and this is something that I bring to my own English tutoring process, and I think I can bring it to tarot tutoring. I don't know if that's a thing, but anyway, I'm just like, a lot of things I don't want to try. Like, I'm just thinking that, okay, Kim, if you really want to do this full time, like if you really want to make this fly and take off, what can you do? And usually I would think about like, okay, I can do this, I can do that, but now I'm just like, what is something you haven't done before? What is something that I have never tried? Things maybe that I've always wanted to do but was too afraid to do. I went live twice in the past 2 weeks and I was so terrified. You have no idea how scared I was. I was just scared that I'm gonna go live, no one's gonna watch it, or I'm gonna go live, something's gonna go wrong, or I'm gonna have to interact with all these people who are watching me in real time. That was very scary, but I did it. It was awesome. It was one of the best things I've ever done, and I think I'm gonna do more of it. And I completely lost my train of thought. Yeah, anyway, so just doing things that I haven't done before. I was just thinking, what have I not done before? Because if I want things to change for the better, if I want my future to open up, to be as broad as I imagine that it could be, then I have to do something that's completely different, something that I've never done before, to attract a different outcome. And I'm just like, okay, I really need to think about this, and I'm still sort of in the process of processing, but that's what I'm thinking about, right? I'm just like, what is something that I've never done before? And I also have another sort of thought. I've just been thinking that what are some of the things that I'm scared to do? Because there's like rational fears, such as you shouldn't jump off a cliff, you shouldn't touch something that looks poisonous, you shouldn't go on a terrain where there's like lots of broken glass. That's rational, justifiable fear. But there's also the fear where it's the fear that's blocking you from what you love, because you love it so much, you want to do it so much, you're also afraid of losing it, something bad happening to it, and that's the good fear. That's the fear that's going to lead you down the right path. That's the fear that's leading you to your innermost desires and dreams. And I was just thinking to myself that what are the things that I'm afraid of? Doing live is one of them. I was so nervous when I went on live. I was just like a complete mess, but I did everything, I prepped everything, I made sure I had my outline and my notes out so I knew I wouldn't get lost, and it went great. It was like, I just feel so tired and drained, but also rejuvenated, and sort of like my vibrations were just kind of revamped after I did it. It was really great. And I was just like, I want to follow my dreams and I want to follow my fears, because right behind, I know deep down inside, right behind my fears, that's where my dreams are, and that's where I need to go, because chasing your dream is about overcoming the things that are in the way of your dreams and becoming better and leveling up in life. So that's the first thing I want to say. I want to dedicate myself and get myself completely over to Fable Stan. And you're going to see a lot more of me if you've been following me, and lots of good things are coming.